Welcome back, everyone, to Nemesis Gaming League. My name is Colson, and co-hosting today's match in Rivals is Chunk. Chunk, how you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. We've got a great matchup with great implications for these teams. Someone has to win, and it'll put them in a great position here tonight.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be important for both of these teams who are both 3-8. We have Blaze against the Kings, both 3-8 in Rivals. Right now, both out of the playoffs and the play-ins. One team is going to use the other as a stepping stone to get to the top of this league. Both teams right now are third in their respective divisions. We have Blaze, who's third in the Eastern Atlantic, and we have the Kings, who are third in the Western Mountain. Chunk, what do you think it's going to take for either one of these teams to come out on top tonight?
I think it depends on how how Marco will play with Riley or, or Rilo, my bad. Uh, as he is a new acquisition, I don't know how they're gonna play well as a. It kind of could be a good game to see how they're gonna mesh together, but I'm not sure how they'll mesh together, but if they can find a way to connect tonight, I think that Blaze will take this game. If Kings can shut that down, I think Kings have a very good chance here.
For those watching, you might have seen that Donald was the other acquisition. Rilo and Donald were both picked up on Monday by the Blaze squad, but Donald can't play tonight, so he's getting replaced by another D name, Doodle. Doodle is going to be playing for Donald today, and we'll see if he can help the Blaze get to 4-8 or if they'll fall to 3-9. I think all the players have loaded up into the lobby, and I personally think that Visk is going to be my standout player on the side of the Kings. I think he's going to be the one that's going to need to step up the most to help his team get to 4-8. But here we go. Marco and Blazing on the kickoff, and it goes in favor of the Kings in red, Blaze in yellow, and the Kings get an opening goal. The early pressure coming out from the Kings led to an early score.
Yeah, really good pass here from Visk. It pops right up, and Blazing, great awareness, was right over net, kind of sweeping out for demos, but just turns on the ball, and really good shot by him to put them up with 7 seconds only into the game.
Yeah, I liked how Blazing stayed right in front of the net. He trusted that this was going to be able to get it to him, and he did. Blazing yet again staying on this ball. To go for Blaze, but it is a little bit wide of the net. That could have been a great opportunity to double their lead. Doodle pops it over to Chicken, who puts it over. I think Chicken is actually Rilo, so if I get those mixed up during this cast, that is why. Rilo taking it up to the wall, but gets dunked out by Visk. Doodle trying to pop this out in the way, but Blazing with a great dunk and getting his second of the game.
Yeah, really good. Another Visk really touched that left Doodle in an awkward position, and Blazing gets it over the top of him. Marco just awkward in that, not able to do anything. A lot of faith in this teammate, but they've got to find answers here.
I see Magic's in the or in the Twitch chat talking when he's in game. That is so funny. Said Chunk that you egoed him just then. So hello to Magic's. I think Chunk might have to apologize in a couple of seconds, but Doodle takes over here, gets a strong 50 out to midfield, but Magic's is there. Marco able to beat out Blazing and pop it over into the midfield. This touch comes out a great doink over and in. Marco with a great shot, cutting the lead in half.
Yeah, this is kind of what we expect from Marco. He's one of the higher style players in the league. He's got great speed. He was on a really good Pineapples team last season, but I know they didn't do too well in the playoffs, and he's trying to get his team up here to have an opportunity this season.
The Doodle doink set up Marco for that goal, but now Magix takes it off the wall, looking for Blazing. A strong 50 coming out from Marco, but this is there in net. Doodle trying to keep this pressure on, but sends it high and wide. This jumps for him, maybe a double commit coming out. Low boost for Visk, but Blazing able to pop this one out and away. A couple of quick chats coming out in the game chat, but I'm sure that is just part of fun in the game. Doodle misses on this one. Marco able to put this one into the corner. Doodle pre-jumping it, trying to get the read, fakes it out, and Blazing is there for the save. Rilo up and whiffs on this ball. Doodle trying to get it Magic's way, but Visk takes over. Blazing trying to get a redirect, popping it back up to Visk, but it goes straight down to Marco. Midfield presence not really strong for either of these teams so far in this game, Chunk.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of opportunities from both these teams so far. A lot of missed touches have just led to goals or big dunks or big 50s. We haven't seen too many really opportunities develop from midfield pressure because there is none right now.
Marco gets a 50 on Blazing, but it goes back into the Blaze corner. Doodle able to beat out Magix and send this one high and long into the Kings half. This just lets the other team have it. Could be a double potential, and Marco capitalizes on it. That's the wrong team. Visk and Blaze tie the game up.
Yeah, we've got a 2-2-2-2 here as Marco will get his second goal as well in the game. Great little pop-up from Visk. Unfortunate touch, and Marco capitalizes here on a mistake.
Back into the kickoff we go. Magic's popping it up for Visk, trying to make up for the mishap that he just had. But Doodle is on it. Flip reset down to Rilo. Marco in the wings, just about to boom this downfield. Rilo up in the air and down! And Magix gets a great save out and away. Almost a little bit of a miscommunication, but they do well on the side of the Kings to figure that one out. Discs get 50'd in the midfield. That midfield presence that I was criticizing from both teams is now showing up on the side of Blaze. This half flip back to it, gets it around Marco, and this could be the opportunity for a counterattack. Visk tries to get it around Doodle, but Doodle is able to get back to that one. Great midfield presence from Doodle as it gets cleared down into the Kings half. Blazing, leaving that one into the corner where Visks picks it up and launches it back downfield. I'm liking what I'm seeing, kind of a stabilization of both play styles from these teams. What are you seeing, Chung?
Yeah, we've had probably one shot since we were talking about no midfield presence. We've seen a lot more midfield presence and a lot of more missed touches as one nearly goes in as we were talking about the shots, but just a lot more pressure from both teams, a lot more speed as they get more comfortable in this game.
There's the shot you were hoping for. Chicken, also known as Rilo, puts that one into the net. Doodle drop down. Doodle doink and a Doodle drop down. Blazing gets a hand on it, but it's too strong and goes into the back of the net. 1 minute remaining, and we dive into our sixth kickoff of the match. Marco gets this one into the Kings half, but Blazing with a strong clear out. Magix could have got a bump on to Rilo, but it does not go through. Visks pops this one on and over. Marco, last back, pops this one up and away into the midfield where he tries to follow it. Gets a great pinch into the Kings corner. Let's see what they can do with it. A little bit of awkwardness. Double commit coming out from it, but they recover well. Doodle trying to go for a sidewall. Marco able to beat out a defender. Fate comes out from Doodle. Nothing will come from it, though. A lot of pressure, but the pressure is going nowhere as we lead to our last 30 seconds, but this is the breakaway that we could look for. But Rilo able to save this one out and away, and a counterattack from him. Does it himself and gets his second of the match.
Yeah, really good bump here from Doodle on his way back and sets up Rilo for a very easy shot. Very easy way to almost certainly put away this game one here as they've scored 4 straight goals.
4 unanswered from Blaze. This is what they could do and need to do if they want to get back into their season. But Visk goes for a double of his own, sees the plays coming out from Blaze, and says, wait, this isn't over. 1 kickoff goal remaining, and it could be tied up.
Yeah, just a little misflip from Doodle there. Really set up Visk for a wide open look, a really good look, and Visk able to capitalize.
50 out into the Blazes half. This is what the Kings need. Blazing over 1. Viz trying to keep it up. Pass over to Magix, but no beans. This one gets bumped and ball goes down. Blaze take game number 1, 4-3.
Yeah, really good game from both teams there. Really, really good answer from Blaze in particular as they were down too early off of a couple of missed 50s, great passes from Visk, but they were able to really find find each other as Rilo and Marco, like we were talking about. They kind of connected there. They both had 2 goals. They weren't getting in the way of each other, and able to get it done here in game 1.
Both teams had 9 shots. Blaze just able to get 1 more to fall. 4 saves from both teams, 3 assists from Blaze, 2 assists from the Kings. I liked what I saw from both teams. After the first 2 minutes or so of game time, I think they started to stabilize. They started getting the rotations back in order. I saw less and less double commits, and there was a lot more midfield presence, which led to more shots. I'd like to think that a lot of these shots came in the second half of the game because, like you said at the beginning, we did not see many. We saw the first 2 goals from Kings, but then it was kind of awkward. But that doesn't matter anymore as we load into game number 2. Blaze versus Kings. Blaze are up 1 in the series. Let's see if the Kings can come back. Kickoff and away we go. Doodle against Visk, and it's an even kickoff this time. Rilo able to grab the boost away from Visk, trying to get something to happen, but misses on the flip reset. Marco passes back to Doodle in his own corner. That is a safe play. Marco now full boost, looking maybe for a solo play, popping it over a low boost Visk. And just like that, Blaze are off to a blazing start in game number 2.
Yeah, Marco finds a Visk on 0 boost and really just takes advantage, able to shoot it over him. Really good shot by Marco, and they've got early momentum here. And from what I saw from last game, they are gonna be the team to kind of stop.
Pressure starting early for Blaze yet again, but Blazing able to get this one out and back into the Blaze half. Try to say that 10 times fast, huh? But now it's up over to Doodle. Blazing is able to get it back. Visk demos Marco, and this could be the counterattack. Magic, or Blazing over to Magic's. Magic's trying to get back to Blazing, but a little bit behind him. Doodle getting a strong clear out, and Visk able to get a great past one, trying to get a 50 on the other, but ends up with the beat. Rilo going for a double, but no beans on that one. I think he got bumped into it, and now the ball sits floating in the Kings half. Doodle going up for it, trying to make it happen himself, but just elects to pop it over into the opposite Kings corner. Rilo off the ceiling, trying to get something to happen, popping it around 1. Marco is up, getting it around a second, trying to make something happen. Doodle sends it in, but it just 50'd out into the Kings corner. Visk over to Marco, but a great cut coming out from Rilo. I love the pressure that we're seeing in the midfield so far. It's leading to these chances for Blaze. Marco popping this one out and over 1. And again, the midfield presence from both teams are leading to great chances, but when you commit too much, Doodle is able to pop it over your last back and double up on Blaze's lead.
Yeah, they sent the House Visk last man back, jumped for the dunk, but Doodle gets it around them in a great, really, capitalization on a very aggressive play here by Kings.
Rilo and Magic's 50 it out in the midfield, and Marco is the one on the ball yet again. Popped over into the midfield and now into the half, but Rilo is able to get back onto this one. Magic's pops this one out and away. A lot of ping pong in this game number 2. I think that's what's led to Blaze's success is when you see a crazy pre jump come out from Doodle. Blaze drops it in the midfield. Potential double commit. Rilo going for a sidewall, but nothing comes from it. This one goes off the crossbar and out. Unfortunately, the 4th man saves it away, but couldn't save it away the second time. Blaze now 3-0 in game number 2.
Yeah, just kind of awkward on defense. A lot of double commits, a lot of awkward bounces from this 4th man, the post, but they've got to find a way to kind of keep calm and not panic on the defense because they are letting up a big hole in this game, and you do not want to go down 2-0 in the series.
I've seen great capitalization, like you said earlier, that Blaze has started to get against this Kings team. When there is an overcommit, when there is a double commit, Blaze has done a fantastic job on capitalizing on their opportunities. Oh, opportunity could be there for the Kings as Marco whips one on the goal line, but it is saved away by a teammate. And now Marco has to get it over to, gets it by Visk and another, and now it's just Magic's trying to stall some time for Blaze to get back. Pass over, but Doodle couldn't get to that one quick enough. Rilo popping this one back in. Doodle cutting out for it. Rilo going back for it. But here is the opportunity for the Kings. Blazing trying to get something to happen. Popped off the backboard. Magic's down and wide of the net. But Vis is there going for a double of his own. And he gets it, cutting the lead to just 2 with 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, a lot of awkwardness here from Blaze, as they didn't really have an answer to Magic's miss. It kind of threw him off, and then someone had to immediately commit. And Visk able to find an opportunity with someone low boost in net and able to hit his second double of the series.
One of my favorite quotes when I'm playing Rocket League is bad shots make great passes, and I get to say that one off. And in this scenario, a bad shot was great for the Kings. Pressure is on Blaze yet again. The Kings are starting to swarm, sensing this urgency that they need to get back into this game, but Rilo able to pop this one out and away. Gets another 50 on that one, and Blazing tries to meet him in the midfield, but Doodle gets the beat on him. Vis gets to pop this one out. This could be their opportunity, but Rilo is there for it. I think that demo could have come in clutch for Blaze, keeping the Kings out of their half. Rilo popping this one over Doodle, and Marco has to recover it. This could be the opportunity the Kings need. Vis taking it up into the air, maybe looking for a bump, but 2 go and double the commit, double the chance to save the ball, and Blaze get this one out into their half. What are we liking in this game so far, Chum?
I've kind of seen this Kings team kind of come alive. They were kind of on their back foot for the early, I would say, first 3 minutes of the game, but they've kind of found their stride again like they did early on in game 1, but they will let it another one here, as they will be punished again by Rilo. Really good 50 there by Doodle, and Blazing so awkward, can't find the hit, and just a really good capitalization off another mistake, another awkward scenario here for Kings.
That is a caster curse if I have ever seen one. We have been singing the praises of the Kings in this game, but Blaze remind us that they are the ones in the lead and they should be the ones getting the praise. Doodle pops this one up to Marco, beating out Magix, gets the bump in the midfield on Visk, but Visk goes to the gym and powers through. This one an awkward 50 out and low boost on both people on the Kings half, but Visk gets a great demo. Visk trying to get one into the back of the net, goes off post, and the follow-up is in. 16 seconds remaining, a mirror of what we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, Visk, the pop, Rilo awkward, didn't know if it was in. Tried to make himself up, have a chance, but really good follow-up by Visk. Read his own miss and put it in. He has really been leading this Kings team here when they need it the most.
Blazing gets a great 50, but Rilo does well to recover it. Double commit, double the fun from the side of Blaze, but they able to get this one back into the Kings half. Double the commit, double the fun coming out from the Kings. We're having a lot of fun today, but not as much as Blaze is having, as they go up 2-0 in the series against the Kings.
Yeah, really good play. I was impressed by Doodle, how he really came in here as the FA sub and has been doing phenomenal. He is fit in really well with this Blaze team, and and I am just kind of in shock at how well he's kind of played around them.
Yeah, I completely agree. They have done a fantastic job so far, and they have been dominant in this series so far, really trying to get their hopes and playoff hopes back because they were originally out of it. But they're looking to keep and use the Kings as a stepping stone to make sure that they're able to continue their playoff hopes. I think we called for a little bit of a server change. I think Marco was the one to call for that one. So we're getting that one set up for you all. As the players rejoin, I think my standout player has been Marco. I think Doodle has done a great job substituting for Donald, but Marco has been the one that has held it down in the back. He's gotten a lot of the chances to come out, letting Doodle do what he needs to do as the sub, and then capitalizing on those opportunities that Doodle gives him. We saw the Doodle doink that led to so much pressure for Blaze, and I think it was the Doodle demo. So we're getting a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't remember, but there's a word, onomatopoeia. Nope, that's not it. I'll move on. Players are starting to join back into this one. I think the Kings need to look for one another. Right now, I'm seeing a little bit of midfield presence, and then once they get one touch in the midfield, they all just kind of retreat, and they have low boost. I think they need to be more willing to stay in the play and do something a little different than what they're doing now because they're not getting the chances that they need to stay in this series. What do you think, Chunk?
Yeah, they've got to find a way to kind of not be on that back foot like I said last game. They looked fine when they found their strides on offense, but they kind of got punished for making a little overcommits, little too much aggression. They need to find a balance here on offense and defense.
A balance is what they need. I think the players right now are checking some ping, making sure that their ping is balanced and all well and good before we dive into this server and commit to it. I think we have the go ahead from our prod team, and here we go. Kings loaded in. Now Blaze is loaded in as well. Blazing and Doodle on the kickoff. Let's see which goes in favor. Blazing with a great kickoff over, but a great save comes out from Rilo. Magix puts this one off the post. The infamous ding, not what you want to hear from the Kings. The infamous ding again, but the fourth man doesn't keep it away for Blaze, and the Kings go up 1-0.
Yeah, we've seen some incredible kickoffs here from Kings in game 1 and now to start off this game 3 that just kind of too much for Blaze to handle here on defense. And these quick opportunities can really kind of give them a cushion here going into the game 3.
That cushion is what this Kings team needs because they are down in the series. They need to pull off a reverse sweep to get the win today. Doodle looking for Marco in the midfield. This cuts it out. This could be a double up on the lead, but Rilo gets a great touch and lets his team get back to the ball. Rilo on it yet again in the midfield, but it's cut out and away by Blazing. Marco, this is the touch on the backboard. Magix with a quick shot, but Marco is there to save it away. Fisk takes this one up, looking for Blazing, but Marco cuts it out and over Blazing. Pressure is on the Kings now. Pop over into the midfield. A double commit, double the fun yet again. The Kings need to iron those out if they want to stand strong against this Blaze counter attack. Doodle pops this one up to the ceiling. Waterfall down, but Magic's able to put this one into the safety of his own corner. Quick shot comes out, but Marco is back for it. Doodle gets a great 50 on this in the midfield. Tries to flip it over one, but fortunate to keep this one close. Flicks it over Magix. It pops off the back wall. Marco with a quick shot, and Fisk able to save it away. Blazing then quick follow-up, putting it into the corner. And in the corner of the Kings, it remains. Still remains as Marco puts it back there. Doodle with a quick shot, but Fisk able to put this one again back into the corner. This left side corner for the Kings is where we remain. Chunk, what are we seeing so far in game number 3?
I've kind of seen the stuck-on defense that we saw for the Kings here in game 2. They need to find a way to break out here as they will have an opportunity here, but they're kind of awkward here. They need to find an opportunity to really not allow them to be at so much pressure, because eventually you will crack with that much pressure on you.
Yeah, Blaze with a quick pressure onto the Kings half yet again. Blazing pops this one up. Doodle over to Rilo. Rilo off the post, and a great save comes out, but it is not enough. Marco, true as ever, ties up game number 3.
Yeah, really good pass. Unfortunate bounce off the crossbar, and this just lands on it. But Marco, enough patience, enough really knowledge of where the ball is going, and able to find the follow through.
Kings now desperate. They need a goal to stay in this series, but with Rilo going towards net, that is a scary place to be. Marco tries to get it through, but Blazing and Magic's able to save it away, but Rilo puts it into the corner, but it is again saved away. Great rotations on the defense for the Kings right now in game number 3. Fisk looking for a demo, but Marco able to avoid it into the corner, but Marco saves it up and away. Great 50 coming out from Doodle. Now we are seeing the opposite of what we saw in the very beginning of this game number 3, where it stayed in the Kings' corner. This one gets launched away yet again. Back and forth we go. Fisk trying to do something with it, drops it down, and Marco able to get the 50 in midfield. Doodle with a quick shot, but it goes a little bit wide. Magix pops this one up. Fisk, low boost, not going to be able to do much with it, but he stays on it to keep the pressure off of his team. Great clear coming out from Fisk, and now there's a low boost Fisk against Marco, but Marco does well, putting this one on the sidewall and gets the double back into the Kings half. Doodle off the corner, quick shot from Rilo, but Fisk makes a great read. Fisk has been great on defense in this game number 3. Wouldn't you say so, Chum?
Yeah, he's really showed up with 3 saves so far in this game. He's kind of been the guy to clear out the ball, kind of alleviate this prolonged pressure that we've seen. And they really need him to do what we saw earlier in the series and kind of score a goal here to give them the chance to get this reverse sweep.
Marco putting pressure on the Kings yet again. Doodle trying to just keep this one in the Kings half, make them awkward, waste some boost, but Blazing says no sir, not today, and pops this one out and away. Blazing tried to get the opportunity, now it's a foot race back. This trying to get to it, he gets a hand on it, but a great clear from Marco, goes into the back of the net and gives Blade the late lead.
Yeah, Visco's just following too close, not able to really capitalize as Marco just finds the little pop past him, and Blaze have been really good at determining if this third man is too far up and being able to pop it over them and get easy goals from it.
Blazing trying to get one back for his team and does. Great flick coming out from him, and just like that, 16 seconds later, we have the game tied yet again.
Yeah, amazing flick by Blazy. Not a lot of boost. 1v1 ISO situation where he kind of set himself up for successes. He went up against Doodle, one of the lower style players, but Doodle has been playing incredibly. But those are the high quality looks that you are looking for if you are Kings here.
Blazing gets this one back into the Blazes half. Rilo fakes this one out, causing a Kings offense to go wide. Doodle pops this one up, but a great 50 by Blazing in the midfield. Looking for a teammate down, gets around one. Visk with a quick shot, going for a double, but it goes off the post and out. Blazing with a quick follow-up, but it does get sent away into the Blazes corner. Rilo with a quick pass up. Doodle trying to keep this one up in the air, but Visk elects to keep it up as well. Into the corner, looking for the corner read. Oh my goodness! Just off the 4th man and down. That could have been a dagger to get the Kings back into this series, John.
Yeah, that would have been probably one of the best goals we'll see all series as a pinch just pops in at incredible speeds off this kickoff. Blazing goes down. Magic also there. Boosts it right past Marco, and everyone a little stunned after the amount of power they got on that. And Kings are not going down without a fight.
That went from the best goal potential to not my favorite goal potential. 6 seconds into that game, we get a kickoff goal. A lot of pressure coming out from the Kings in this game. They had 10 shots to Blaze's 9, just edging them out and getting that extra goal. I think we are good on this server. No team has called for a server change just yet, but the Kings now trying to get back into this series and have their first foothold, Chunk.
Yeah, they it kind of looked bleak for them coming into the, I believe it was 47 seconds. They were down 2-1, but late game heroics by Blazing with the big flick over Doodle in that kind of 1v1 scenario, and then able to find the way to overtime, and their kickoffs have been amazing so far in the series. I think they have been able to find 3 or 4 goals so far from that alone. So if they want success, you may go to kickoffs.
Kickoff goals may not be the most exciting thing in my mind, but they are as effective as any other goal in the game. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the score at the top of your screen. And if kickoff goals is what gets you there, then kickoff goals are what get you there. Kickoff into game number 4. Kings looking to get back into this series, but if Rilo gets a 50 like that, it could be a tough game for the Kings. Magic's great 50 in the midfield. Rilo able to pop this one out into the corner. But the pressure for Magic's is early and everywhere in this game number 4. We're sending it on the side of the Kings. Feeling confident after that game. Magix fakes this one out, looking for a bump and gets it. This up to the backboard, but Doodle able to make it there in time, blazing around one. Marco gets bumped, but Doodle does well to bail out his team. Rilo pops this one up to a teammate on the wall. Marco and Rilo miscommunication, and it goes into the hands of Visk. Pops it up for Magix. Doodle is there, ever present, standing strong and being there quickly. Marco pops this one over into the King's half, but no pressure to follow. Blazing up to the ceiling, trying to make something happen. Magic's trying to follow on it, looking for a double, but it does not make it there. Marco now taking his time, popping it over one. Quick shot coming out from Doodle. Follow-up could be there, but whoa, what in the world is happening? I don't really know what just happened. It was popped out by a defender into an offensive Doodle. What is going on? This Doodle guy is everywhere. The sub is doing wonders for Blaze in this game as the pressure stays on. Into the King's corner we go. Magix tries to pop this one out, but Rilo is there to keep it in. In back and forth we go. This has been a ping pong series so far. Let's see how it ends up, Chunks.
Yeah, we've had a couple miracle saves, a couple off the crossbar into someone so far into this game, but really good defense, really good infield pass opportunity, but very, I don't want to call it lucky, but very good positioning to put themselves at this game equal, even though despite the good looks that this Blaze team has had so far.
Great save coming out from Visk, and the ball gets cleared away once again. Quick shot coming out from Magix, but it goes off the fourth man of Blaze. Visk keeps this one in, keeping the pressure on, but Rilo elects to put it into the corner. Blazing trying to keep the pressure on, but Doodle with a great clear out into the midfield, alleviating some of that pressure. Rilo on the ball, looking over for Marco. Marco with a great shot, but Visk with an even better save. Doodle trying to put this one on, but Magix puts it into the corner. Doodle staying on this ball, making it awkward for the Kings, but a great recovery on defense keeps this game scoreless. Popping this one down into the midfield. Blazing puts it onto the back ball. No one able to be there, but Doodle with a great job getting to that ball first. 50's out. Viz. Doodle going for it again, trying to get another Doodle doink, but unable to connect with that shot. This ball goes out and wide. Could be awkward, but a great defensive stand coming out from the Kings, and the counterattack begins once again. Magix gets a 50 on Doodle. This gets a 50 on Marco, and up and away we go. 2 minutes remaining, and we remain scoreless in game number 4.
Yeah, defense has stand tall so far in this game. They both have not had a lot of shot opportunities as well. It's not like we're saving everything. We only have a combined 6 shots from both teams. 4 on the side of Blaze, make that 5 on the side of Blaze, and 1 to go in the net as well, and 2 on Kings, but really good pressure here. Everyone, no boost. Rilo, big pop off Blazing's behind and right into Marco, who has scored yet another one in the series.
Marco has come up clutch for this Blaze squad yet again, taking a lead with only 1:30 remaining in game number 4. Trying to end this one in 4 and move up to 4-8, but not if the Kings have anything to say about it. Visk over to Magix, and Magix to the back of the net. The Kings tie it up in 14 seconds.
Yeah, the very quick kind of, I wouldn't say off the kickoff, but the kickoff set him up for a really good opportunity to answer back quickly. Magix has all the shots for Kings right now, but he does put away his first shot of the game, and they will have another great opportunity here, Colson.
The pressure from the Kings off these kickoffs has been immaculate so far. Unfortunately, the defense from Blaze on these kickoffs has been just a little bit better. Now we're in the Kings half yet again after those kickoff antics. Visk popping it over one, taking it up to the sidewall himself. Doodle cuts this one out and puts it back to midfield where Blazing is waiting. Doodle tries to get a bump, but he does not connect on it. Marco with a pinch out, forcing it into the King's corner yet again. Magic's taking his time, gets 50'd out by Marco for doing so. Blazing a little awkward off the wall. Doodle up early. Blazing controls it well. Trying to get it over Rilo and does back into the midfield. Marco with a quick cut early, but a whiff on this one. Doodle able to recover to it, keeping this game tied. But another whiff coming out from Doodle. 2 players go for Blaze, and they are able to keep this one out. Marco delays his touch just a little bit, but it is saved away by Magix. Marco off the ceiling down to himself. A little bit of awkward play coming out from both teams, but this could be the opportunity. This with a great shot, but Marco able to save this one away. Back and forth we go yet again. Doodle tries to keep this one up off the back wall, but Blazing does well to intercept it. Rilo and Doodle trying to go for the same ball, but it gets knocked down, and overtime we go, Chunk.
Yeah, watch out on this kickoff for what we've seen, but a really good kickoff to kind of settle down the pace of this game, as this kind of panicking in the back. But the success we've seen from Kings being able to respond to goals has been impressive, but this is golden goal. You are going to need to find the goal first.
Yeah, Blaze trying to get it first and end this series now. Kings trying to get theirs and keep it going. Mistouch comes out. Blazing, please put it in, and he does, taking all the time in the world from it. Marco won't get credited for that assist, but he should be. Blazing capitalizing on that and sending this to a game number 5.
Yeah, really unfortunate touch. Everyone was up, and it was just the freest hit ever. Blazy put it in at, like, I didn't check, but what felt like 20 miles per hour. But a really good opportunity capitalized from Kings. We've seen them been capitalized on their defense, but we saw them capitalize on a little mistake from Blaze, which have been few and far between, and a really good comeback here from Kings.
Blaze getting 8 shots to the Kings 6, but they do fall in this game. 5 saves coming out from the Kings and only 3 coming out from Blaze. Marco's Wi-Fi is now 350 ping and spiking. That is tough, but with a 2-0 lead, you have 3 chances to overcome that, and this is where you have to stand the tallest. In game number 5, Champions Field, Kings looking to complete their reverse sweep. Blaze trying to stave them off. Can Blaze take the heat, or will the Kings come out with the crown? Let's find out, as this one gets immediately saved away from Rilo with a quick counterattack in! Blaze coming out on firing on all cylinders. Rilo to himself off the corner and a quick shot post and in. Chunk, what are we thinking?
Yeah, we really need that guy to step up if we're a Blaze fan. We know Marco's been having a little bit of issues with his ping, with the server, but Rilo, another really the 1-2 punch here for Blaze. They need him to kind of step up when things aren't going all in their favor.
Pressure now on Blaze from the Kings, but we'll see if the Kings can keep it on. So far, we've seen throughout this series, Blazes have been able to get this ball cleared out and away with efficiency. And that has been to the detriment of the Kings. They've started to overcome it, which is why they're back in this game. But a lot of their pressure has come off of their kickoff goals and kickoff antics. Magic's able to keep this possession to himself, but Doodle able to steal it right back from him. Back and forth we go. Not a lot of team passing plays in these later games. We have seen a lot of solo play efforts from both teams. Rilo trying to do it himself, popping it up, looking for a teammate, but no one there to follow. Doodle pops this one back mid, but Magix will be the first one to it. Calls off Visk. A little bit of miscommunication there coming from the Kings. Visk goes for it. This could be awkward, but Doodle able to pop this one out and away into the Blaze corner. Blazing, keeping this one up, looking for a teammate. Magic's pre-jumped, but it's not there. Visk with a quick shot, but it goes off the 4th man yet again. The 4th man is standing the tallest on the side of Blaze, and he will have to stand even taller as we keep going. The Kings with all the boost and all the pressure, but a great 50 coming out from Rilo as he goes into Andy yet again. 50 off of the Kings defender and into the back of the Kings net, doubling up their lead, Chunk.
Doubling up their lead and doubling up his goals in this game. He has really shown up here. Two shots, 2 goals. has been doing phenomenal in this game when they needed him, and really just impressive that the way Blaze has been doing it. Kings need to find a way to find themselves a goal and find a way to stop him.
For those coming in and saying, why are we still named Chicken Choker? I don't know, but I'm referring to him as Rilo. Marco gets a 50 up, looking for Doodle, subbing in for Donald. Rilo up into the air, gets a 50 down, but Doodle can't get to it. It's cut away by Magix, and the fast-paced game number 5 continues. Nerves starting to settle in for the Kings. This pops this one up into the air over Doodle, and Rilo is there for it, but Magic's looking for a quick follow-up, looking for the double. Gets it, but it goes just a little bit wide. Shooting accuracy plague for the Kings. Fisk over to Magic. Magic looking for a teammate. Blazing trying to get it to happen, but Fisk is going to keep this pressure on. Magic looking for a double of his own. Down to Blazing, but Blazing sends it off the fourth man yet again. This fourth man for Blaze has come up clutch again! Are you kidding me? It's like there's a magnet on the ball to these posts. That was the Kings' 1, 2, and 3rd chance, and they've all gone just a little bit wide. And Doodle gets a strong clear into the Kings' half. It's like the Kings need to buy a goal, but can't even do that, Chunk.
Yeah, they'll have a great opportunity there. We kind of saw a flying V formation, but really good save here coming out. We've seen really solid opportunities almost back to back to back to back, but shooting woes continue to plague Kings here when it matters the most.
This ball gets popped out into the Kings' corner. Keeping the pressure on is Rilo. Doodle trying to keep and do the same as Marco flips back. He misses that midfield boost, and the Kings should be able to get out of this pressure, but no one able to snag that midfield boost before Marco gets back to it. Rilo trying to keep possession of this one, scare off Fisk, but Fisk stays looking for Magix. Magix pops this one up into the corner, looking for a pinch out and over, and gets it. Magix with a quick shot, but Rilo able to pop this one out and away. Blazing gets met in the air by Marco, and Magix gets met by Doodle. Let's see if the Kings are finally able to break their curse and get a goal, but right now they aren't with defense from Marco, even on high ping. This guy is coming up clutch in this rivals matchup.
Yeah, really good saves here. As even this surprised at the save on that shot by Marco. They continue to have these quality opportunities, but this time they're not hitting posts. This time they're being met by defenders on Blaze.
30 seconds for the rest of the series. The Kings need to get a goal. The pressure from Blaze, it's going to be tough. Fisk looking for Magix, but Doodle with a great cut, trying to get a cycle of his own. Marco, maybe the high ping causes him to whiff on it, but Doodle recovers well and sends it back into the Kings' half. Fisk trying to make something happen, but if he doesn't get one right now, and he doesn't, this game is all but over. 3 seconds left, and the ball stays on the ground. Blaze, stand tall and stave off the Kings' reverse sweep.
As Marco not happy with what he had to go through in the series, but at the end of the day, they do get the W. A really important game 5 played by Blaze there. Rilo stepped up really as much as he could when they needed him the most, and at the end of the day, it's not how you win the series, it's just that you win the series. As pretty important goals there by Rilo in the last game.
Rilo doing it for his team and sending them to 4-8. The Kings fall down to 3-9. 11 shots for the Kings that game, and only 5 saves coming out from Blaze. The other 6 will be credited to the fourth man, the post. Shooting woes for the Kings led to their downfall. Blaze trying to get back into the playoff chances. They only need one more win. I think they need to win out the rest of the season, but they do have a chance. It's looking grim for the Kings, though. Great matchup so far, and don't go anywhere. Next, we have another matchup where I will be back. Chunk, unfortunately, this is your goodbye for the stream today. Do you have any words to say to anyone before we cut to break?
No, All I have to say is stay tuned for what has almost become a signature, our Prospect League finisher.
We'll be right back with some Prospect League gameplay.